All right, good morning, everyone. So, it's the Florida nurse, William Eddington, kind of hit hard a little bit. She's 32 years of age. She worked at JFK Medical Center, and he couldn't really cope with the coronavirus pandemic, and he was to go home stressed out a lot. I don't think he really had a family or anything, but I mean, he wasn't like married, but he still was, just had a hard time with those coping mechanisms, and he was going to the 12-day plan. He was always a gentleman that was taking drugs in his youth to cope with the stress. And as he got older into his professional career, it was just kind of unfortunate that he didn't take too much incentive for more promoting of connections to help him to turn away from his drug addiction, because that really cost him his life. And what it due to is opioids. They believe he died in a parking lot at his job. And many times, man, I mean, I believe Martin was one of his friends was texting like, "Hey, bro, just keep going through it, man. You're gonna be okay, man. It's all temporary. We all going through the same things. A lot of people that have been furloughed. You're in a blessed position that you still be able to make some income, because there's many nurses, man, that actually was speaking out in the truth and talking about they have low personal protective equipment, ventilators. It's ridiculous. You guys are it's an experiment here. They're really not investing in these patients' health. They just want to kill them off, and then we just left with little equipment to go in here and treat this damn virus, this damn case." And with him, he was in an argument as well that, hey, they have low PPE, not too many gloves, ventilators going on. It's no NVAs. It was very ridiculous. So it made his job even humanly impossible to treat those who had the COVID, to actually reverse it and be into this recovery state. And going home with that, it seemed like you had like a PTSD going home, and you're known for treating the public and healing them. When they come in with a sickness, that's you take an oath, right? And I know you can't save everyone, but you feel like an avenger, a superhero, as a human being when people from the community come into the hospital and they need some help. They need to be educated on their prescriptions, all these type of things, man. Even though they may have a lot of negative side effects, but you're the ones that has to be knowledgeable in this pharmacology. Like, okay, let me go ahead and do the nursing them, help them out, work out with the doctors, and restore him to health so he can go out and be with his family. And you don't want any family members to go in with grief, because I mean, working in the hospital, I did customer service for 5 years. I can tell you it's very hard and difficult dealing with family members that someone passed away in ICU. I believe he worked in intensive care unit. It takes a lot on you, especially in the emergency department. And you see hands on the people coming in overdose. You want to hurry up and revive them. You got people coming in for many reasons, maybe getting shot at, escaping from domestic violence. And a lot of with this coronavirus case here, many people are really experiencing that. You got people killing their family members because of this pandemic. I mean, even they killed over 95,000 Americans so far. I believe over 267,000 recovered, but over a million cases. So I will say that we have a lot of cases, and the death rate it's kind of stagnant, which is a good thing. So we see this is an issue. But just going into this fact, man, William Allen Connington, I'm just thinking like, damn, man, just so young. If he really would have some good substitute, coping mechanisms of dealing with this situation here. I mean, it's only so much you can do when the patient's just dying and everything, and you're just like, damn, you're going home, and it's just subconscious, like, I should have done better. What can I do as a professional to prevent this? Because we're the healthcare workers working at, in the front line. And, I think this is really, maybe probably other nurses and health professionals are probably going through this same thing, just working on patients and seeing people around his age that he stated in the article, or they stated in the article that it's people that's dying around him. He couldn't take it anymore. So it's crazy. That's the only solution I can really think about is to revert to the word of God. And, just when he says cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you, those are one of the, primary things. And it's only so much you can do. Can't stress everything that you can't control. And I know it's sad, but it's overwhelming. You only can do so much, and I'm pretty sure he was a good nurse, but just taking those opioid drugs, it's a very huge crisis. It's interesting because I was talking about this before. Like, you go to suburban areas, like you don't really hear too many crimes of people shooting each other, stabbing each other. Mainly it's sometimes it's domestic violence, but mainly it's like drug overdose. And people in those particular cities and environments and the culture, perhaps back I say up in north and sometimes in the East Coast, but they really have access to those type of drugs, man. Especially you got people who has money, people who are rich, or they up there in the world, and they may have anxiety issues. They may think about constantly looking over their shoulder. So like, if someone's going to help here, hit me or try to kill me, what I'm going to do? So I need the drugs to cope with this type of stress, and I got the money for it, and they just want to constantly be in a state of feeling good while they're in a stressful environment. It's AKA just trying to really see themselves in a smooth world, a world with no problems and no obstacles. But as a man, we're supposed to go out there and face conflict. You can't avoid it. This is part of the alpha male characteristics. You have to face conflict, and you got to understand you're going to go through obstacles and many failures in your life, but you have to overcome it. And I just felt like, with this, it's a bad way out to go out here, because you not only you're gone, but you emotionally and spiritually affected other people around you that was close to you. And that's the thing about, when people do self harm, because in the situation that they're in, they feel like they can't get out, but they just want to just take their own lives, and it's more like in a selfish in a way. But condolences to that. When some nurses personnel, really talk about this type of stuff, man. The PTSD that can really run rapid, man. Even before the coronavirus, man. But I'm just sure it was just overwhelming. Just wish that, people wish that he had his parents and stuff. People want to talk to him, but it's just something that he felt like he needed to do, man, and just leave. So I don't know pretty much his work history. I'm pretty sure he was a good person out there in the hospital, but it's a really a sad thing. So I don't know if they want to hold like a memorial service for him, but that's all I really want to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. It's very hard for people to really cope with this type of pandemic financially, but just all at the end of the day, we'll get through it, and those who endure to the end will be saved. So that's all I really have to say, man. Just be with your families, love yourselves, man, and continuously to kind of be productive each and every single day. I'm out. You guys take care. Deuces.